Can you believe it? As of today, it is my 366th day in Johannesburg, South Africa. You know, I came here a year ago after my wife suddenly passed away, and so I wanted to share with you what are my three biggest takeaways from here. Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you have been seeing me as I've been going through my journey in Johannesburg, and most importantly, you've been seeing me talk about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on, which are happiness, health, and wealth. And if you're new to the channel, the definition of success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. And so, what were my three biggest takeaways, you may be wondering? Now, we all probably have heard all of the horror stories of Johannesburg, South Africa, how bad of a country it is, how much corruption is here, and how dangerous it is. However, I'm going to be honest with you. As I stepped off the airport, I haven't seen that side of this country. I've seen the complete opposite, a very loving, a very respectful, and a very accepting community here. Like, I've met some of the best people in the world, man. Like, I really fell in love with Johannesburg, South Africa. And I just want to share with you my experiences of just three of the biggest takeaways and three of the reasons why I love it here. The first one is opportunities. Like, there's a lot of opportunities here, man. This is a big, big city. This is a metropolis. And because it's a metropolis, like, there's growth here. Like, I see why they call this the city of gold. This is a place you come to get rich. So, like, as a person like me who's really business focused right now in my life, it's very motivating being here in Johannesburg, especially in the CBD area. And so one of the things that I love about it is like I'm seeing where some of the systems and structures of the United States, as far as just regular business models that we were indoctrinated in, they don't exist here. And so bringing some of those systems and structures of the US and bringing it here, like, it leads to a lot of potential for South Africa, especially Johannesburg, because that's going to help in two areas, like customer retention and employment retention. Like, once people start learning how to be of service instead of the whole the regular system of I'm just exchanging time for money, like, people will start seeing like, whoa, that's going to create a lot of growth and opportunity on both sides of the spectrum of the business owner and the people working for the business too. And that's just something that I see that exists in the United States naturally. However, most people just not aware of it. So they're not aware of how to progress and how to get the promotions and how to get the increased pay raises on a consistent basis. And so seeing how South Africa is here and how the people want it, they want to learn how, and they want to be able to understand how to make more money, how to be more successful. Like, that hunger is here. So, like, it just creates so much more opportunities. And I'm just loving that here. Like, I love seeing that every day. And then the second thing I wrote down was like the sense of freedom here, man. And like, most people that hear freedom be like, oh, but the US is supposed to be more free. You can make more money. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, there's a sense of like, I don't feel like a foreigner here in South Africa. Like, I feel people genuinely care about me. So it's like you can let your guard down. Like, I feel safer here than most other countries I've been in. And like, it may sound weird, like, especially for my South African brothers and sisters that's watching, like, be like, that don't make any sense. But like, most places you go to, like, you're looked as the American, and well, not even the American, you're looked at the dollar person, like, because people just like, oh, America makes dollars, so this person got dollars, and it's like, I can't just keep having dollars everywhere. Like, there's a time you run out of dollars and you only use local currency. But like, in some parts of the world, like, that brings things such as, it may not bring physical violence or danger in that nature, but it brings things such as getting ripped off all the time. Like, you have a separate pay scaling system that they charge you at compared to what the locals pay. Like, they call it a gringo tax in most of Central and South America. And I think even Vietnam and Thailand call it gringo tax too. But like, you literally will have different prices, and they get tiresome for a while. After a while, like, and it don't take long to get tired. And so like, it's a sense of where you start having these feelings of, damn, I'm never going to really belong to that society, even if I'm learning the language, things like that. Like, you do get tired of that. So I don't see that here in Johannesburg. Like, I haven't had one person try to rip me off, even if I'm using a meter taxi, the taxi bus. People helped me when I first got on there and I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I haven't been tried, like, I go to the local market and buy groceries. No one tries to rip you off. They make sure to give you the best deal. They're making sure that you're taken care of, that you're really getting everything you want. So it makes me feel free here. Like, I don't feel like I'm traveling with that American passport. And even though when people recognize that I'm American and things like that, which is very easy, it's not an issue. Like, I don't feel like I have to be afraid to speak. There's some countries like I don't speak much, especially not much English, because like once someone figures out your tongue and your accent, like you already know you're paying 30, 40, or 50% higher than what the locals pay. So getting that here is like a really freeing experience. Like, I feel comfortable just moving around here because of that. And then the third thing is, it's just some genuine great people here in South Africa, especially in Joburg, man. Like, and remember, I spent all of my 300, not all of my 366 days, but this 12 months have been in Johannesburg, living in Johannesburg CBD. And I've met some of the best people in the world that I've ever met here, man. Like, just to give you an example, yesterday I went out to Alex. Some friends invited me out there to, finally come visit Alex. And from all the horror stories I was hearing from people of the townships, things like this, and everyone told me Alex is the worst. Alex is the worst. And I've been into parts of Soweto, like Maponya Mall and the Rancho, but I've been into Tembisa. And when I went into Alex, I was shocked. I was like, this is not the image I was expecting. Like, it was really good people there, man. It was a good community there. It was really nice areas there also. Like, it really shocked me, the love and the sense of community that was there. And it was just fun being there. And then, like, just share this story with you. Like, getting into Alex, we were coming from Santon, and so we were in the Uber coming, and it was four of us. The police pulled us over, and it was a cool thing. I already knew. I'm like, four black guys leaving from Santon. They can tell we're going into Alex. Like, of course they probably gonna pull us over. Like, why wouldn't they? And I'm like, I'm used to it. Like, for me, I'm used to way worse conditions. If it's just me by myself driving, I'm getting pulled over. So I'm like, with four people, I give you probable cause for that. And it was just funny because I knew once they hear my accent, everything was going to change. The energy was going to shift. It was going to be like a cool experience. And I shit you not, man, like after they first talked to me, I stepped out, and the first thing that they see here is Nigerian. Like, I'm gonna just be honest with you, 'cause I'm a big guy. Everybody automatically assume I'm Nigerian when they first see me. And so I know from sight, what they're looking at, they're going to see one way. So I'm expecting certain body reactions, certain, being that macho. Then, like, once they hear me speaking, I know right away it's sending mixed signals to their brain because they're like, I see a Nigerian, but I'm hearing what I don't want to believe I'm hearing because I'm in Joburg and these people are clearly on their way to Alex. Like, you could see you can understand what they're thinking in their head just by people's eyes. Like, one thing learning Spanish, it taught me how to read people's mind as far as looking through their eyes. Like, you watch people's eyes, you can start understanding what they're thinking. So I just keep talking, answer their questions. And then they finally realize, because someone's going to eventually ask, like, are you American? Because they're like, this Nigerian's keeping this accent up a little too, it's too good. So then once they realize that and they get the American part, everything disarms. And that's the thing that is really funny about being here. Like, I get sometimes people are like really cautious because they're like, they don't want you to have a bad experience. But I'm like, one, the places I go, the times of the days I'm out, and just the way that I know how to talk with people and react with people and use body language and use verbal communication, not breaking eyesight, things like that. Like, it disarms people to the point where I get to really see who the person is. Like, you get to see the genuine goodness of the person. Like, and we all just ended up laughing, talking. Then they, you're like, hey man, just have a great day, man. Y'all have a great time. Like, it became a really funny thing. And one of them actually looked like my cousin Patrick, man. I was like, man, you look just like my cousin. Like he had the freckles, everything. And it was just a really cool experience. But like from that, having a great experience with the police here, having a great experience inside Alex, them showing me around. I was walking around, it was just really great freaking brotherly love, man. Like being around good people, like and it just reinforces the being free here, but it also reinforces the opportunities I see here because there's genuine good people here that really want to surpass. They want to reach that next level of life. And I think the business skills that we have in the US, bringing those things here can really open up those opportunities over time, especially as more of us start relocating back to the continent. And but then like leaving from that, like, fast forward to when it was time for me to go, like, we all know it's Alex, so Ubers are afraid to go in there. So I had my buddy Boosie's number, and I was like, hey man, I just want to see if you're not busy. If you're not busy, like, do you mind picking me up at this time? I am in Alex. So, and he let me know before he's cool with driving in Alex. He's been through there. He knows people there. And he's like, it's not a bad place. And so he came, picked me up, really appreciated him. He just finished with church. And then fast forward to, he dropped my buddy Paulie off in Brum, then dropped me off. Then I asked him, I was like, how much for it tonight, brother? Like, I appreciate it. And I know what the price was going to be, what he was going to charge me. And I gave him more because I want people to start seeing like being a good person, being a person of your word, having values and morals, that means something, man. And there's a lot of good people here and they're not being valued the way that they should be valued. And so I gave them extra because it meant something for me. Like you helped me get home safely. You came pick me up and you was on time. Like those things matter. And those things where I'm saying like the systems and the structures of the US business system, they reward you in those ways. And when you start integrating those things here and people start seeing it, like you're going to see more of the genuine qualities and characters of a person. And then like fast forward from that, he messaged me this morning. He was like, man, I really appreciate you. I didn't even have gas to start my day last night because what you had gave me helped me out and helped get me through. And it felt great. And it was funny because I had just sent him a text for Happy Father's Day this morning. He sent me that message. And then he let me hear the message of his daughter wishing him Happy Father's Day. And he was like, man, like God is so beautiful. Things it's just, when you have a good heart, like it shows you how God works things out for you. And he was like, man, I just wanted to share this with you. It just made my day and it cried for me. And hearing his daughter just say how thankful she was for her dad, man. And remembering me as a child, like I wish I had a father, like when I was at that age. And, seeing that here and just having someone share that with me, like it meant so much to me. And, that's sometimes I don't think people understand like why I love Josie so much. Like there's some really great people here, man. When you take down the defenses and just approach people from a nice, genuine perspective, like you really get to know people. And I'm telling you, like, no matter what race someone is here, what ethnicity, I don't think ethnicity matter, but tribes they're coming from, or what religious they're coming from. Like, I've met great people from all across the board. I'm telling you, like, great people after great people after great people. And I love this place, man. Like, it's such a great place, and I'm going to always fight for Joburg. And also, I want people to understand, like, you can come here to Johannesburg, South Africa, and you can live a great life, a safe life, a blessed life. Like, you can live a very privileged life here, too. Like, it's not as expensive as people think it is. And there's little pockets everywhere. Well, not even little pockets, there's big pockets everywhere. Cause like I be in Greenside, I be in Rudyport, I go to what's the other Fordsburg out here. I'm in Brum at times. I'm out in Campus Square, Auckland Park area, Melville. I go to Pretoria area sometime. Like I've been moving around all over the city for the past year, and most people are just now realizing I'm in the country. Like that's how I love this place, yo. Like, and I really want to share more of how beautiful it is here. And also make sure you keep watching the channel because you're going to start seeing me as I'm exploring more countries in South Africa. And I'm going to do it a lot different. I'm not going to fly around. I'm going to bus because I want to see as much of the countryside and take you along with that ride with me too. So make sure you watch the channel. Make sure you like this video and more content like this as it's coming up. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so you can get updated content like this daily and get my experiences as I'm traveling. And I'm going to be spending these next few years traveling throughout the continent of Africa. And then most importantly, share this with others because if you know someone who's thinking about relocating or they're just like, man, what is going on in Joburg? Is it really what people tell me? Share this video with them so they can see my experience from my perspective and they can make a judgment call on whether it's a place or not. Rather or whether, I don't know. English ain't my strong suit, yo. That's why I'm starting to learn Zulu now. But let me know that way they can see if they can if this is a place that may fit their lifestyle. Because I'm not going to say Johannesburg is for everyone, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of people I know that would really benefit from being in Joburg because it's a really beautiful, loving place. And then most importantly, just remember this: I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.